Again yogin of Changsam Padma Kesadong Bola Yatsen Chuging Adrubnye Padma Jung Neshe Sudrak Godo Kanduro Mangpuko Kiki Jesudak Drupki Jingirab Chi Sheikh Suso Guru Padma Siddhi Wum Om Ahung Vajra 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 Guru Padma Siddhi Wum. Who shall conquer the earth and the realm of death with its deities? Who shall make out the well-taught verses of truth? Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. You'll edit that out, won't you? Who shall conquer the earth and the realm of death with its deities? Who shall make out the well-taught verses of truth as an expert picks flowers? The learner of the transcendental path shall conquer the realm of death with its deities. The learner shall make out the well-taught verses of truth as an expert picks flowers. Call forth as much as you can of love, of reverence, and of faith. Remove the obstructing defilements and clear away all your taints. Listen to the perfect wisdom of the gentle Buddhas, taught for the good of the world, for heroic spirits intended. So these two verses occur early on in the perfection of wisdom, the Prajnaparamita Ratnaguna Sanchayagata, the perfection of wisdom, which is the accumulation of precious qualities. And the first two chapters of this set of verses on the perfection of wisdom, some people believe, some scholars believe, is the earliest of the perfection of wisdom literature. And it might seem rather surprising that verses on the perfection of wisdom should begin with these verses encouraging us to call forth as much as we can of love, of reverence, and of faith. But when we approach the perfection of wisdom, this is precisely what we need. And it's the perfection of wisdom, Prajnaparamita, that are the next flowers that we're going to string on our garland of red lotus flowers. The next flowers are concerned with the practice of the perfection of wisdom, the Bodhisattva's practice of the perfection of wisdom. The Prajnaparamita, the perfection of wisdom, is the last of the 6 perfections. It's the culmination of the 6 perfections. Without the Prajnaparamita, the other 5 perfections are only mundane virtues. They are not perfections or transcendences. Paramita means that which leads to the other shore. And they only, the 5 perfections that come before the 6th, come before the perfection of wisdom, they only become transcendences. They only move to the other shore if they are accompanied by prajna, by the perfection of wisdom. That said, it's very, very important to understand that the first 5 paramitas, generosity, ethics, patience, energy in the pursuit of the good, and deep absorption in meditation, they are absolutely essential for the development and the practice of Prajnaparamita. They provide the indispensable basis for the Bodhisattva's practice of wisdom. So there's a dialectic, a relationship between the first 5 paramitas and the perfection of wisdom. They're in relationship to one another. When we practice the first 5 paramitas, we transform ourselves. We create a broad, highly positive and creative person with all sorts of skills and abilities. All that prepares us for wisdom. But without wisdom, the 5 paramitas before wisdom remain only as mundane virtues. In the Ratnaguna Sanchayagata, the perfection of wisdom, which is the accumulation of precious qualities, it says that the 5 paramitas without wisdom are like blind men who will never find the city. They will never find the place of refuge and liberation. They must be accompanied by wisdom. So it's very important that we have both the 5 perfections that we've looked at so far: generosity, ethics, patience, energy, and meditation. We need those, but we must also develop wisdom. But the perfection of wisdom is not easy to approach. It's very, very easy to misunderstand the deep teachings of the perfection of wisdom because they're concerned with shunyata, they're concerned with emptiness, they're concerned with the ultimate nature of things. And as such, they are gambhira, which means profound, deep. They are subtle. They're beyond the reach of reason. They are beyond all ways of looking and seeing and thinking and knowing. They're beyond all language, and yet there is a lot of words about the perfection of wisdom, and only too easily we can have a very shallow intellectual misunderstanding of what these teachings are pointing to. This is why we need to really reflect and meditate on and live through those verses that come at the beginning of the Ratnaguna Sanchayagata. We need to call forth as much as we can of love. Love is a translation of the Sanskrit word prema. Prema, the Pali is pema, and usually pema is seen as the near enemy of metta, of maitri. It's attached love. But here, it's this intense, loving devotion directed towards the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, towards, indeed, the perfection of wisdom itself. You need to cultivate that prema, that single-minded love, single-minded devotion to reality itself, as embodied in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. You need to develop reverence, gaurava in Pali, that deep sense of looking up, of venerating the beyond, the embodiments of the perfection of wisdom. And you need to develop faith, prasada. Prasada translated here as faith, it means a profound trust, confidence, a pellucidity of mind, a wonderful kind of clarity of consciousness, luminous quality of consciousness. And you need to purify all taints, all defilements, all the veils between yourself and seeing things as they are. That's the mood you have to be in when you then listen to the perfection of wisdom. It's very interesting that the Buddha, and it's the Buddha who is teaching the perfection of wisdom, the Ratnaguna Sanchayagata says, the Buddha says, listen to the perfect wisdom of the gentle Buddhas. Don't think about it, don't meditate on it, listen. Listen, open up your heart and mind and consciousness and take in, drink in, really listen with full faith, with full confidence in the words of the Buddha. Let the perfection of wisdom come into you. And it's the perfect wisdom of the gentle ones, the gentle Buddhas. They're gentle. It's the still, small voice that we're listening to. So profound receptivity is required when we approach the perfection of wisdom. Tremendous devotional love and faith and confidence in the Buddha, in enlightenment, and real humility. Realize that you don't know. We don't know. It's so easy to assume we know because we understand the words. We don't know what wisdom is. We don't know what reality is. So we need to open up and listen to the perfect wisdom of the gentle Buddhas. It's so easy for us to misunderstand, but we badly, deeply, profoundly need to understand with the heart as well as with the mind, because the perfect wisdom of the gentle Buddhas is for the good of the world. The people are perishing because of the lack of wisdom. There's a saying in the Bible, without vision, the people perish. Without vision, the people perish. We need the perfect wisdom of the gentle Buddhas so the people can flourish. And we need to know, because this perfect wisdom is for heroic spirits. The heroic spirits are those who are aspiring to be bodhisattvas. They are the heroic spirits who are going to do the work of bringing the perfection of wisdom into the world for the good of all.